Hey guys, so basically we came out in early 2020 and buyers and sellers the first quarter built out value. This is where we are trading, where we're currently trading here on SPY, and we built out a quarterly pivot right at this zone for the second quarter. Okay, and we came right down to this, say 12th, so last week, and we tagged that. And so far this week we have not tagged that area again. Uh, so bottom line is this here. This is my signal line. This is where it crosses over the lagging line for my SMA ribbon. Okay, this is the bull cross signal on the daily. If I go down on my 1 hour now, or 2 hour, okay, 2 hour, there we go. And we're going to zoom in right here, guys. All right, so some things that I'm looking at here. So right here, like I said, we came in here yesterday morning. We tagged that line again, so we got a double bottom in here on that bull bear cross. They came in early in the morning during the cash session, could not come down and tag it again. So that gave us a little bit of a bullish divergence in the cash session yesterday. I can take that line off there. Remove that. And then so things that I'm looking at here going into this session here, we were right on at the open here on the 2 hour. We're potentially getting a bullish cross signal, which we got back here a couple weeks ago. Okay, a bullish cross signal, which can be supportive for the regular cast session. Remember that, guys. Okay. What we're currently doing today, right here, right now, we are above our daily pivot. For the cash session to open the session here. Our daily pivot's down here around 390.30 area. Okay, and also we got the bull bear cross right here. See how on the signal line we go back in history? I can put a trend line right there. I'll zoom right in here. The bull bear cross line right there on our MA thing. Okay, if I can get this to come up. Sorry, we crossed right there. Okay, okay. Auto zoom. Now we'll zoom right into that really close here, show you where we're at here. See how we came right up there here in the pre-market here, and we have tagged that, and it's gotten rejected so far. Okay, so that cross right there, that's the bull bear cross of this move earlier last week. Last Friday. We got that bull cross, and then we had a continuation move here earlier in the week, and it all got rejected. So we're right there, right here, right now, fighting that early this morning here with a potential bullish cross signal right there here on SPY this morning. So some things to look at right here. Like I said, our weekly pivot is up here. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We're below our weekly pivot, but we are above our daily pivot. Okay, so two mixed things here going on here on our SPY. Okay, okay. Qs are acting much better this morning. Looks like in the pre-market here, we're actually going to get across before the bell this morning here on our signal line. Right here is we've already pushed above our cross line right here. So if I were to draw a line right here, we have already tried to look above the bull bear cross on our 2 hour here. Okay. Our daily pivot is below us here at 290.40. So we are trading above our, like I said, our daily pivot, but our weekly pivot is way up here at 298.71. So that's the two different things going on here. Initially here on the 2 hour though, it does suggest we've got a bullish scenario early on in setting up early on in the session. IWM. Okay, guys. Some other things going on here. Zooming in here. We are above our weekly pivot, so this is showing some relative strength relative to the other indices. Definitely keep that in the back of your mind. We are above our weekly pivot here. We have already gotten that signal cross here on our IWM so far this morning. We are above our daily pivot, so both of our weekly and daily pivots are bullish here on IWM. So this one here technically is the strongest of the indicators of the sectors that I've showed you so far this morning. well above the bull bear cross, that signal that hit earlier this week. Okay, so definitely keep that one on watch as well. Then we have diamonds. Reason I'm bringing the diamonds up today, we have deer reporting today. So I do want to, that's going to report here in the next few hours. So this one here is showing the most relative weakness for a cross. Any cross for the signal will be doing it during the cash session. We are above our daily pivot, but well below our weekly pivot. Our bull bear cross signal is way up here, so we are far deeper uh, away on our Dow uh, to go to cross back into that bullish range. So this is going to be our main resistance coming into today's session, in my opinion, on the Dow. So this is acting relatively. We're still relatively weak on this one here. Okay. Now I'm going to go with deer real quick here. In my opinion, if you go out on your let's say 3-year weekly here, you basically don't have any type of much of any type of reset. And we have to be concerned what happened with Walmart and Target, that there might be a contagion effect going on here. So I am actually looking for them to possibly bring this in, on today's earnings. Expectations are really high because of the high uh, crop prices due to inflation. So expectations are extremely high for deer going into that numbers. But so just keep that in mind here. But I'm actually leaning more to the bearish side. So I don't know yet. Like I said, the numbers aren't out yet. I'm pretty sure they're not out yet. Let's double check. Yeah, the numbers have not been released yet. So just keep that in mind here. And the expected move on deer here this morning is possibly a $24, $25 move, basically. Here, that's the expected move. That is a huge move here, possibly for deer. So $25 there, that's going to put us all the way down here to the bottom of this, potentially to the bottom of this, or up in this area up here, possibly. Uh, yeah, up in this, so it could be down here or way up here. That's just to have a standard uh, inside move on deer today. And remember what happened to Target. Target had 4 times the expected move, over 4 times the expected move. Walmart was well beyond the expected move. These retailers, I don't know what's going to happen with this. How's the inflation theme equating to all their input costs? Because that's the big concern you got here. Had the cost of steel, the cost of labor. How's that all going to equate into the deer final numbers here? And I'm still leaning to the bearish side because I don't think this thing has properly reset. So keep that in mind here. So that's could impact to the negative side, deer and caterpillar. Okay, caterpillar. They kind of trade somewhat in tandem. Look at this. They have not really had any type of reset in either one of these. Okay, so that's the big risk of, the big worry we've got going into today's session. Okay, guys. FXI. Some things I'm looking at here in the overnight session, guys. FXI is catching a bid, and one of the main reasons, this is your China internet. If you go down here on the 1 hour, I want to show you what's going on here, or we can even do it 2 hour, it doesn't really matter. So bottom line is we get this downtrend. So we are getting a cross above that downtrend this morning on FXI. It's acting as a little bit of relief lever for the entire global market system, okay? Crossing over that downtrend here. But what I do want to point out, what is problematic on a bullish continuation scenario, we're coming off of a lower low. Okay, guys, we do not have a higher high. We haven't broken to the higher high to invalidate the bearish trend that we got currently going on. So we are coming off that lower low scenario. So this is a highly risky, even though we're getting that trend line cross, this is a highly risky bullish continuation scenario. Okay, so honestly, the trend is down on, so typically in this scenario, you're almost always going to see potential gap fill. So we have a nice little gap here, setting up here, in FXI. Like I said, we're coming off that lower low, so really iffy here if they can hold that going into today's session. Okay. Some other things I'm looking at here on this morning's sessions. We got, like I said, so on volume wise, they are just trimming off some of the like I said, the inverted. Let me get this down here where you can see it. Some of these inverse ETFs that have had a lot of volume down at this price point. We had a lot of money flows. If you look at the money flows here, very strong money flows in the inverse SPXU, the inverse of the S&Ps, SDS, the inverse SQQQ. These are the inverse funds, very high money flows that we're hitting the past couple days here. And so, are they bringing the register at this price point? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. So we do have that going on here. The money flows. These are very active here in the pre-market this morning, and then the top volume this morning. That is also the TQQQ. That's another one of your three-time tech, ETFs here. That's the bullish. But remember, guys, we got the high volume right here this morning on the three-time tech, but the money flows have been very anemic so far. So we have a very low money flow. So they're kind of rotating back into tech earlier this morning. Some other things that on the radar, which are sitting on my scans, I do want to point out NVIDIA. NVIDIA is reporting next week. We are catching a really nice bid here. It was over a $5 move here, and $4 move here in NVIDIA this morning. I was worried about that scenario that they might come in and try to short squeeze some of these semiconductors ahead of early next week. We have, like I said, NVIDIA reporting their earnings. I like to do the 2-hour here to get my signals here. I try to use the 2-hour with my MA signals. And so bottom line is we are, see our bearish cross right there. So we have officially so far this morning, that right there is our bearish cross. And we've come right up to it this morning. And we haven't broken out of it yet. So this is something I got on watch this morning. If we could take out the pre-market highs here on NVIDIA, we might have a continuation to the upside. We haven't done it yet. AMD is another one this morning. Come over here. Okay, guys, we are above that. Like I said, we are holding as support. AMD is actually acting as the best here so far this morning. We are holding above our resistance so far, held as support pre-market here. Really looking, solid so far this morning here on AMD. I did want to float that one out there as well. Okay, one last thing I want to talk about is a different way of looking at SPY. Early on this morning here, I got Fibonacci retracements here. We have been trading in a trading zone on the S&Ps. Okay, and we came down to the bottom of that trading zone there yesterday morning. Tried to break down. We were breaking down pre-market, but we could never break down into the next trading zone on the S&Ps. Now, how do I come up with these? My fibs and everything in this what do I mean by trading zones? If you go out in the daily, 2 year, I might have to go longer time frame. Go out in the daily, and we put 4 year up. 1 second here, guys. If I can come up, 1 second. So what I got going on here, I got these fibs like I mentioned. So bottom line is we came right down to the bottom of that major test area, okay, and we saved that yesterday pre-market, okay, and so we're kind of trading in this trading range right here on the S&Ps, okay. So far this morning we're trading back up above it. So we did, in my opinion, we held critical support, and then I had this also drawn out these fibs down below for our next level. This is a much wider trading zone, which it looks like they're saving it this morning. So I do want to float that idea going forward here. What we came into critical support yesterday, and it was saved, and so it's looking, so we'll see what happens here going into regular session today, and we'll go from there. You know, like I said, IWM is looking really healthy right here, right now. It's the strongest of the indices, so we got to definitely keep an eye on that going into today's trading. And like I said, Nasdaq, they might keep a bit under the semiconductors today, knowing Nvidia is earnings are next week. So it's a couple of things I'm just floating in the back of my mind here going forward here. But we have a global rally going on here, really strong, very strong gains here in the European session. So we got to be very careful on the short side, in my opinion. Okay. Thanks a lot for watching my video. I will see you. I'll give you a weekend video later this weekend. Okay. Thanks.